Hello everybody, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of Witch King patch 2.02 version 5.0.1. Today we have a 4v4 on Tournament Hills to take a look at. This is a longer one as well, so that is a thing. And I was in this one as well. So there you go. And our first player, of course, is myself, because it's my replay. It always shows me first if I'm playing it. The Destroyer as Goblins. Just as Destroyer, of course, because that is my game name that I use. Because the Destroyer doesn't fit. We have Adrenaline as Mordor, my partner here, and my far left partner, CS, is the Men of the West. And of course, the person on my side of the map who will be helping me out most of this game is Apedingo as Isengard. Because this map is kind of cut like this, more or less half. The two halves fight each other, basically. That's how it works. And we have, on the opposing team, tehboohb rather, as Goblins, and his ally ElfykoO. I'll just call him Elfy as Elves. How convenient, he's Elves, and his name is Elfy. That makes things easy enough. Heimdall as Dwarves on the other side, and his partner is S.P.Q.R. So yeah, top versus bottom. A Isengard, a Dwarf, an Elf, and a Goblin. Versus an Isengard, a Goblin, a Mordor, and a Man. So each team, none of the teams have a duplicate, really, as far as I can tell. Unless I'm high as a kite, which I'm not. Alright, I'm getting some Goblin warriors out of the Goblin Cave, getting a second Goblin Cave here. So we already have some Goblin warriors in from the boob. I'm just gonna call him Boob. From boob. It's strange calling someone a boob, but hey, he named it, not me. Apedingo going for Wildman, of course. Good choice against Goblin Warriors. Curious power choice, really. You wouldn't think Tainted Land would be the first choice of power, but possibly he wants to go down a certain part of the power tree. Of course, we have some Dwarven Guardians with Rally Call against some Soldiers of Gondor without Rally Call. The Dwarven Guardians are absolutely going to destroy them. As you see, they're pretty much taking almost no damage. They might kill one of the Guardians. Nope. Didn't even kill a Guardian. That just shows the power of the Guardian. And it seems Adrenaline has taken the outpost here. No one has taken our outpost yet. Elfy has taken this one. And it looks like S.P.Q.R is taking this outpost. Of course, he's the White Isengard. I didn't actually really get to see what was going on the left side of the map as I was playing this one, so this will kind of be new to me as well. We have a forward mine being built by Heimdall there, pumping out some phalanxes immediately, keeping the pressure up on CS here. Seems someone threw a rally or a war chant down on his men. Or a rally call, rather. Nope, Mordor used war chant on CS's guys there to keep them alive. Of course, you want to help your teammates out in all ways possible. I'm flooding in the bottom here with Goblin warriors. And of course, my partner Apedingo has some wildmen with torches, which is nice. We'll begin pushing in on Boob here, who now has a Goblin Spider Pit. There's no goblin in the word, just Spider Pit. He'll be getting Goblin Spider Riders, it looks like. That'll be bad news for us, as neither of us have any sort of pikemen or anything. And it looks like I am being assaulted by Elves as well on my base. Of course, I do have a Goblin Archers. I was testing out the Poison Arrow. They have to get very, very close to shoot. But actually, the Poison Arrows are pretty effective. They definitely do poison damage. Of course, is it better, or is it any better than just shooting them normally? Probably not. Hard to say. Elfy placing a beacon over there. Ooh, Elfy has cavalry now, that's bad news. So both our teams on our side have cavalry, which will make things a nightmare for us, of course. Apedingo's going to lose his crossbowman there to the Spider Riders pretty easily. CS is holding with the help of Adrenaline here. I don't remember who Adrenaline is. Some people keep changing their names around, and I'm not going to remember. Nor am I going to try. But he is a really decent player, if I remember correctly. His orc archers are going to be picked off pretty easily by these crossbows, though, especially since there's a heroic statue here. It'll make the dwarves actually pretty hard to get rid of. Dwarves and Isengard are going to be pushing in hard here. The Men of West reacting, throwing up their own heroic statue. Good call. He's definitely going to need it, but he's going to need way more men. He might be in a lot of trouble here. The heroic statue will probably be taken down pretty quickly, looks like. His builder might even be killed off if he doesn't get him out of there, and the builder is going to die. Oh, the builder, I think, still in crossbow range. It is possible he will get killed. Alright, there you go. He's thrown down a wall hub to save his life. Let's go back to the other side of the map here. Stop spazzing the camera out a bit. Seems that Elfy is running around with his elves, as you would expect. Running through our men. Making our lives a living hell. Of course, Apedingo does have some pikes, which is nice. That will help deter them a bit. Especially these guys. They can't do their charges, of course. They're having to stay in bow mode because there's pikes in the way. Still, they're doing a pretty effective job at being pike or archers. I think I have some spider riders now. I've opted to go for spider riders to try and counter the cavalry. Seemed to work out alright. It was either that or spiderlings. I think spiderlings in a straight up fight with lancers don't win, though. That's the thing. These at least have such high attack they can actually kill off the Rivendell lancers. As you see, they cut through the Rivendell lancers pretty easily. That's why I chose spider riders. I think I chose wisely. A hearth being built in the base of S.P.Q.R. here. It's a good place for it. For Heimdall and S.P.Q.R. to heal up their men. And then push up against Adrenaline and CS. Seems the white walked out a little too far, got shot by some orc archers and died. An unfortunate fate. The Lancers, of course, running around doing damage. I do have spiderlings here. I was keeping spiderlings and goblin warriors in my tunnel so I could pop them out and attack these guys whenever they came. I was definitely using my tunnel system in this game quite a bit. As you see here, the spiderlings, even with the Creebane above them, his lancers still do pick them off pretty easily. So they're not complete counters to cavalry. They just help because they can't be trampled. I mean, that's why, really. Not that they're overpowering the lancers by any means. Got a nasty run through with all the cavalry of the enemy team. Looks like Apedingo's gone for Warg Riders. Good choice, though. Between us two, we should do all right here. There are lots of forces on the west side of the map, though. Mordor and the men definitely going to put up a fight here. Seems they're moving in a bit. Catapult shot, nice hit. Those do a pretty good amount of damage there. Our war chants being thrown down in retaliation. Now the battle on the west side begins here between the two armies. I guess this is four armies, really, if you think about it. Dwarves and Isengard versus men in Mordor. If only one more team was here, it could be the battle of the five armies. Which would be historically accurate. Seems someone's got devastation. One of the Isengard players, probably S.P.Q.R. I imagine. Just catapult targeting the white layer. Probably not the best thing you can target right now. Both teams having a lot of archers, though. There you go. He's repositioning his attack. Absolutely devastating against crossbows. Let's take a look at powers real quick. The goblins on the far right. Let's see how that's going. He's got 9 power points and a tainted land power. CS, the man in the west in the top left, has Rally Call and 9 power points, almost 10. I have Cave Bats and War Chant and 7 power points. We have a Glorfindel out for Elfy. Seems they fended off the attack well enough. Me and my teammate will have to regroup. I am attacking the side of his base, though, with some half-troll marauders and such. We do have Wildmen of Dunland over here. Let's go back to the big battle for Apedingo and Creebane and 4 power points. Yeah, for the Dwarves, Heimdall, Rally Call, almost 10 power points there. S.P.Q.R, yep, he is the one with Devastation. War Chant, 2 power points. And of course Mordor has War Chant, Eye of Sauron, Entertain the Land, and almost 10 power points. And the Elves have Elvenwood, Rally Call, 5 power points. There you go. PowerPoint update as of yet. Might take a look at it later. Might not. Considering how long the game is, probably will. We do have an Omer out in the field for CS. Trying to counter the battle wagon with that. Not a bad choice. We do have the summoned hobbits as well, which seems to be pretty useful here. Well, I don't know if he used the vial. It would have helped here. As you see, it's not on cooldown. Use that vial Galadriel, CS. Of course, it has to be near an enemy to actually make use of it. Catapult's doing a great job taking out that Uruk pit there. Very nice. We do have Saruman out for S.P.Q.R. He's level 3 now, but he does need more reinforcements. They're going to stay alive. Looks like Mordor and men are pulling back rather. We've got Axors, Berserkers, Warg Riders, and Crossbows and such. For Apedingo. Definitely going out. Lots of different units. Looks like I have an Azog down here. We'll need to get him out of there post-haste, of course. No one wants to lose their heroes. You definitely don't want to lose your heroes in patch 2.02 of Rise of the Witch King. My god, they take forever to come back. Which is actually something I don't personally like. But hey, there you go. You wouldn't believe the amount of time it takes for Drogoth to come back. It's like 5 to 10 minutes. It's really bad. A game could be over before you even see him again. And he dies so fast to archers, so it's like, sucks. Normal heroes, it's not so bad. But Drogoth is especially bad, I think. Waiting for his ass to come back. I guess it's, more attuned to how much they cost, is how long they take or something, because he's more expensive. I think that's how it works. Looks like me and Apedingo are trying to push in on Boob and Elfie. Seems they're holding pretty well with all these archers, though. Of course, they do have the Elven Wood to stand on now, which is not ideal for us. We still have a fair force here, though. Seems we're starting to overpower the goblins. The elves are pretty much gone. I don't see any elves here. And I'm continuing to raid the other parts of Elfie's base while the attacks are going on. I was doing the same over here. It looks like Elfie's responded. Trying to attack or defend there. I went for Shelob. Just cause really. I was like, you know what should counter spider riders? A bigger spider. That was my thought process. I don't know if that was the smartest choice. It was at least useful trampling those goblin archers. So hey, there you go. Shelob can be pretty useful though, but of course you do have to be careful of her. She's a fragile beast. Seems CS has some Thillian Rangers there. Which would be great for defense, of course. We have a Mimic Pit for the Mordor player, Adrenaline. Queuing up a Mumakil, that'll be nice. Always love to see Mumakil in action. We're using a nice spear throw there. Orc archers, lots of orc archers with fire arrows is pretty effective. They're very weak, so you don't want them in the melee range or such. There's a Boromir out here as well. Not quite level 3 though, so he doesn't have his horn. Oh, it's level 2 actually. I keep forgetting. Different patches. Some it's level 3, some it's level 2. It's hard to remember. I should remember mine now though, considering I have... This is the only patch I play. We have an Ent summon, which was summoned somewhere. Not entirely sure where, actually. Not near my base, that's for sure. Ooh, devastating barrage on the Men of the West base. Where the hell are the Ents? It would surely be near our army somewhere. I mean, the elves are over here, so I'd imagine the Ents are over here somewhere, right? Oh? Maybe not. I honestly have no idea. Oh, there they are. Looks like he summoned them over here to help take out CS's fortress. They are on fire, though, unfortunately for him. The Paradra Marcher's out from Mordor now. Fortunately, taking a fireball to the face. This Ent really needs to die if they're going to save that fort. Looks like they will do it. The barricade expansion should finish it off the Ent. There it goes. Mordor has a lot of troops here and a barricade. I think they'll be able to hold. Unfortunately, it's going to be difficult for nonetheless get troops out. He only has one barracks. Meanwhile, it looks like me and my ally over here are making some progress. And a poison sting off on his Azog. Of course, Shelob is no match for Glorfindel, the mighty elven warrior. Freaking Blade of Purity is so good. 100% damage, 100% armor. Very strong. And as you see, the fear does not work. He will get picked off by archers and pikemen. Is that my Goblin King? Probably not. Nope, that's Boob's Goblin King. Well, the Fortress of CS still stands. They're defending quite well. They are, the Dwarves and Isengard are pushing forward a bit. A bit of forward base there. Is that my Drogoth? Nope, that was Boob's Drogoth. Like I said, I did get a Drogoth this game. I remember that clearly. Looks like we will lose a builder there to some Spider Riders, which is unfortunate. I tried to keep my tunnel system down as far as I could get it, so I can reinforce my ally quicker. As you see, I have all my buildings with their, well, you can't see the flag, but the flag is queued right here, so they all, any units go right here. And I can quickly put them over here, or wherever I need them, of course. So big battles going on over here. Fortunately, there is a lot of guys here, and there's a Drogoth. So Isengard's attack will probably fail, I'd imagine. The Spider Rider's getting a nasty run through. Drogoth absolutely obliterating the axe throwers. Devastating. And Isengard's attack will be repelled. My Azog will probably be killed off here, undoubtedly. I have no doubt about that. He's dead. Mordor is continuing to fortify the position over here. He's absolutely going nuts with those things. Holy crap! He's got industry and he's got fuel the fires. Let's take a look at powers real quick. Let's just take a gander. Goblins have Wildman now and 15 power points. Let's look at that new one. CS has summon hobbits and 6 power points. Somebody just cast darkness. I have Wildman and Scavenger now, 9 power points. Yeah, fuel the fires, 80% resource from harvesting trees. Pretty useful. But he's got that. He's got Wildman of Dunland, of course. Barrage, as you saw from the Dwarves and Hobbits. Looks like they're pushing forward on Apedingo now. That's not a deal. Drogoth, of course, is leading the charge here. Drogoth mixed in with Mirkwood's pretty hard to stop. S.P.Q.R, the Isengard player, has Fuel of Fire as well. And Devastation, of course, we saw there. So he has a nice economy and powers. Adrenaline has Industry. Oh, that's right. Because Apedingo has Fuel the Fires. Doesn't he? Yeah. That means Mordor also benefits from Fuel the Fires, because it's team-wide. That's right. Of course, the darkness was called in by Goblin Boob. So, of course, his team is getting the benefit of that. Making things difficult on my team, as you might imagine. I'd imagine making things even harder on the left side. This fight was pretty even before. Now, with the darkness on the enemy team, it might be a bit more difficult. Once they get their forces together, that is. Push out. Ah, my Drogoth finishing off the enemy Drogoth. Nope. Other way around. My Drogoth got wasted by Mirkwoods. And then I rebuilt him and it took like 10 minutes. See how easily I lost my Drogoth? Like instantly. Darkness Mirkwoods just absolutely destroyed him, as you would expect him to. But just the rebuild time was brutal. And these Mirkwoods are making it very, very difficult to do anything. It's hard to fight Mirkwoods, especially with darkness. Because how the hell do you stop them? I mean, this one's level 5. I mean, obviously you can't use melee troops, they just get obliterated. Ballistas are pretty good. Of course, you have to have a way to defend them, and I'm not sure what Apedingo's doing with his ballista there. They're not cavalry. Oh, so many arrows being fired off. We have Prince Brand here, level 6 for Heimdall, and then we have Faramir for CS, level 4. So he's been switched to sword mode. Try and do some damage. Well, CS and Adrenaline are still doing some damage to S.P.Q.R. here. Even though they are under the effect of darkness, they're still having a bit of issue here. Mordor catapults trying to do some damage to the fort. Fortunately, the battle wagon will take that out, it looks like. He looks like he went back a bit too early. This catapult's still alive. Oh, jeez. Saruman is level 7. He does have the Thunderbolt. It's quite a decent power. It does hit all of those heroes. Didn't do too much, though. Aragorn is out in the field. He's level 4. You should probably use Blade Master while he's sitting there, just so he takes less damage. Yeah, there you go. Of course, Ethelis might be used now. Ethelis? No, I'll use it for you. You can't. That's too bad. He should use Ethelis. Well, looks like we're trying to push forward once again. That's Boob's Mountain Giant, though. Seems Apedingo's base is still safe. Quote-unquote safe, rather. It's not really safe. Not at all. There's still the Saruman as well. His Saruman's level 1. I thought he had a Saruman out in the field already. Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining things. Where's my army at? Lots of pikemen. I'm walking them over, looks like. I do have Shelob back on the field. My base is pretty big, though. I do have a lot of fissures and such. Looks like I'm upgrading them all so I can start getting trolls and giants. That was my idea. Ooh. Forge goes down there. Nice pick up there for those catapults. Unfortunately, that oil barrel didn't really do much. That battle wagon fell there. Mordor catapults don't do a whole lot of damage to fortresses, especially upgraded ones that you see there. They do very, very small amount of damage. Still, they do damage. I mean, if you can't fight them back, they will kill your fortress eventually. Of course, it's not ideal. Seems we have some Isengard troops in the back here, doing them as much damage as he can. Level 5 soldiers there getting picked off, though. The Berserker will live at least. There are so many lumber mills here. Jesus. It's insane. They glow. So much glow. Are they still under the effect of darkness? Oh yeah, I use darkness. Okay, so our team has darkness now. No team seems to have... Oh, somebody has Ents ready. Elves have Ents ready. And almost has enough for a 25 power. Is anyone else close? Boob is 10 away. Or 11, rather. Heimdall... he hasn't bought a 15 yet. I mean, with Hobbits are 10. Beacon was placed by CS. Probably showing Glorfindel's running around like a jackwagon. Like a bat out of hell. Oh, goodness. There's summon Ents. Glorfindel ran in to get sight. Smart. He's using the Ents to target down the siege works of CS, though, which I don't know if this is the best use of Ents. Of course, he can move later. Over Spire being used, taking out Dwarves. Looks like Undermine was there. But now Adrenaline's fort is in trouble. A lot of trouble. There's a King Dane here, as well as a Glorfindel with Blade of Purity going, and some Ents attacking him. That's bad news indeed. Rebuild going down on the fort. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're gonna have enough to save his fortress. So Adrenaline might lose his fort here. giants on both sides. Of course, the enemy does still have a Drogoth. This Drogoth is now level 6. Very powerful. And he has lots of mountain giants getting in range of Apedingo's fort, which is bad news. There's my Drogoth, level 1. A worm being summoned in on Apedingo's base. Apedingo's going to take a lot of damage here. But not more than Adrenaline, at least. Adrenaline has lost his fortress. He's by no means dead, but he has lost his fort. He's lost the ability to use his powers, of course, which is never ideal. I'd imagine his builder's around somewhere. I think I looked at it already. There's one right there. So he's by no means out of the game. His economy is probably just fine. In fact, let's take a look. Who is he? Let's go back over here. He is Adrenaline. He has 3,000. Yeah, his economy is so good. Look at that. He gets 1,000 in less than 10 seconds. Insane. We got Deathbringers out here. They get picked off pretty easily by Mirkwoods and Silverthorns, standing on Elven Wood, though, unfortunately. Now Apedingo is a shadow of his shell of his former self. He's taking a lot of damage. His fort still stands, though. I'll admit I could have did better supporting him, though. I was just focusing on building mountain giants, really. That was my idea to try to counter Mirkwoods, was just build spam mountain giants. And to a degree, it kind of works, because mountain giants have more range, I think. I was also trying to use the mountain giants to outrange the mountain giant. Looks like I did kill that one before the fort went down, but there is another one on the way. And that is the only defense we have. A single mountain giant against an army and a mountain giant. And as you might imagine, Apedingo's fort is probably going to go down here. We do have a new fortress being built by Adrenaline right next to CS's, so that will actually make him harder to kill now. With the two bases closer together, of course. Makes things a little bit easier to condense down and work with your partner a little easier. I do have a Fire Drake Brood here. Apedingo's fort is still alive. Another another mountain giant coming up. It's probably going to be the last rock to take it down. Ah, there goes Apedingo's fortress. That's unfortunate. So our team has lost 2 forts now. Bottom team, of course, lost none yet. So they're definitely getting the better of us, I would say. Hard-fought battle, though, on both sides. That's for sure. It is possible for Mordor and the men to push back here, though. Especially with proper use of the Moomakill. But of course we do have the Beast Slayer arrow from Bard. If Bard can get an arrow, I'm calling him Bard. Prince Brand. He's not Bard. Bard can get the Beast Slayer arrow off and the Moomakill it. Pretty much insta kill it, I think. If not insta kill it. Let's see if he wants to do it though. Well, it will continue rampaging until he decides to use his Beast Slayer arrow, which is kind of... I don't know why you wouldn't. Well, something flaming went here. Jesus. Some mountain giant bodies lay in the remnants there. Barrage? Ah, Sunflare from the Elves. Of course. Once we start getting late game, powers are going to be a key factor here, of course. We'll decide battles quite well. Of course, my half-form Marauder's not doing very well. Spider Riders. Everything's just getting destroyed. I had no idea what to do against these Elves, really. I was trying everything, just throwing waves and waves of guys at the Elves, trying to kill them off. Wasn't really working out. As you can see, I'm still continuing to build giants there. Seems Mordor and the men are making a bit of ground over here. I believe someone went AFK at some point. I don't remember who, though. Somebody did go AFK towards the end of the game, though. Which might have led to the downfall of one of the teams. I don't think it was S.P.Q.R, though. Heimdall's still moving. I'm pretty sure it was the boob I think he went AFK at some point. Not quite yet, though. Although his giants aren't really doing anything, so maybe. Only one that is firing is the one that's closest. If they don't move, then I'm pretty sure he went AFK. But they are cleaning up the base of Apedingo here. We do have a dragon in our base as well. So we're taking out some lumber mills. I do have the lumber mills as well, of course, because I benefit from lumber mills. Just like the next guy. I think the enemy Drogoth just got killed there. I don't think that was mine. I don't know what would have killed it back in our base. There's a Balrog somewhere. Okay, look at him. Yep. Whose is it? Adrenaline's Balrog. Ooh, nice fire whip on Legolas there. We do have an Elrond in the field as well for Elfie. And then Balrog will begin moving in. Yeah, definitely the Goblins went AFK. Bad call. Balrog attempt to clean up some of these mountain giants. Fire breath only took out one. I did place a beacon because I sent mountain giants at the fort of S.P.Q.R. I decided to help the left side attack. If we could kill off one of their guys, I figured we'd have a chance because we were losing at this point. But obviously Mordor and the men were starting to win. So I figured I'd send some guys over there and help them out. And now I'm building a base in the center of barracks and such to help speed up the process. But yeah, we'll be able to take S.P.Q.R.'s fort here, it looks like. Possibly. My mountain giant might fall before that, and the catapult as well. Rebuild does go down in the fort of S.P.Q.R. though, and the giant is dead. So yeah, his fort will stand for now. Looks like Balrog has finished his term. He is now gone. He's done some damage. And of course the goblins won't be doing anything. If the goblins kept the pressure up and didn't go AFK, I think we probably would have lost. Well, maybe not. It's hard to say, really. Our side was losing, obviously. But without the goblins' pressure on the right, I was able to go left. So, I guess, who knows. But the men and Mordor were doing fairly well without our help. On the left side, at least. But me and Apedingo definitely weren't doing the greatest. We probably would have been overwhelmed, I'd imagine. So continuing to send trolls over here. Figuring that was a good idea. Like, pretty good against units, and they're pretty good against buildings as well. But at the same time, definitely not a mountain giant. So Saruman is still alive for S.P.Q.R. Getting his flame shots and wizard blasts and all that off frequently. And the move kill comes in. It's going to be a problem. Could also take Gloin out immediately if he gets a nice charge off on him. He should use the charge. I think he would have trampled Gloin to death. Huh? How did Wormtongue not die from a Mumakil charge? That's a bit curious. Mumakil charge normally kills anything. Beacon was placed by Elfie. I think he's well aware. Not aware his teammate is AFK at the moment. Which is unfortunate. Of course, that will make Elfie's job twice as hard. Trying to take down me and Apedingo. I mean, Apedingo is pretty much... No, he has a new fort here. So yeah, now we have two forts closer together. They get more map control, though. Obviously, he'll get this, and he'll get everything else here. Assuming he destroys all this. Elfie summoned an Ents over here. Elfie did summon a few questionable Ents. Like these. You don't really want to use Ents to take out lumber mills and such. I feel that's a waste of power, personally. They have a chance of taking on a fortress. I would go for that. Go for something prime, you know? Prime target. But still, I mean, economic damage isn't bad. Just, I don't know if you'd want to use your end power to do so. But looks like S.P.Q.R.'s fortress has fallen. It's only a matter of time before he has fallen himself. Heimdall is losing all his buildings over here, as well as Elfy. Actually, S.P.Q.R. might even be dead. Nope, he's still alive, still in the game. Of course, we have dragons and worms and all kinds of nonsense. And our mountain giants on the back doing lots and lots of siege damage. As you see here, I really set up shop in the middle, trying to try and get that siege going. And of course, my partner does have an army, so he's not out of the game or anything. See, there's the ants gone, but I mean, they cleared a circle. That can easily be rebuilt. And does it even need to be? Probably not. S.P.Q.R. does have a fort here. Is that new? Or is that his original fort? I think that's his second fort. The second one he built after his first one went down. Possibly. I think I mildly remember another fort. But it's taking a lot of siege damage. There are some Rohirrim being summoned in. Try and help. Oh no, where they're at. Those are our Rohirrim. Well, they will definitely help us then. There's just siege weapons firing from every angle here on our side. Then goes his fortress. S.P.Q.R. has quit out of the game. Or been defeated, rather. And now his building has been taken over by tehboohb, who of course is AFK. And it is only a matter of time before the bottom team is killed off here by the overwhelming force. So yeah, it was a good game. But like I said, if the Goblin player wouldn't have went AFK, possibly would have been a different story. I still think we would have won personally, but I'm not sure. I can't say for sure. Because it would have took them a while to actually take down my base and then take down Apedingo's base again. And I think the men in Mordor would have eventually finished off these guys by themselves. But like I said, who knows? So unfortunately, Heimdall is going down to major siege here. Undermine being used to take down some catapults. Great use for Undermine, really. We have a lot of siege weapons out there that aren't trolls or something. It's trolls or giants or whatever. Or ents. It'll just knock them up in the air and they'll come back down. So catapults can't be knocked up in the air. They just break. So it's very useful. The dwarves look like they're sitting on a single hall of warriors here. The Elven base not looking too strong. Heimdall has been defeated. Looks like he did have a building over here because it went bye-bye, went poof. And now the armies move east, of course, to take out remaining things here. Adrenaline's sending a lot of builders over here, setting up a defensive perimeter of attack, or battle towers. I'm just calling them attack towers. Which I guess in a way is kind of right, but not at all. I do have my Drogoth as well. Of course, I don't want to send him in there. There it is, Wormtongue. The Elves have set up defensive turrets with Mirkwoods. Make things a bit hard. Come from that angle. Of course, that leaves the back exposed completely. It was a good idea until you realize they can just come from the other side. There's no towers in this angle. Which possibly was a bit of an overlook. Now I'll begin raiding the back here, taking out as many buildings as I can. Meanwhile, everyone else is moving in from this side to take out Elfy's fortress. Sent Glorfindel to meet them head on. Glorfindel is just one elf. Can you do it against such hatred? Balrog summon there from myself. Taking out a lot of buildings with that nice breathe fire. It's always satisfying to get a nice breathe fire off, and it takes out multiple buildings. Use Ignite and then Fire Whip, take out that barracks pretty easily. I'm going to reposition my guys on top of the Mirkwoods. Just crush most of them. Leaves only the banner. Nope, not even the banner. They will start regenerating, but this Balrog will take a lot less damage. Leaving him free to whip at his leisure. In comes the armies of Isengard to help out. Those upgraded axe thrower blades. I'm still not a fan of the golden armor of the Wildman, but I do like the red axe thrower blades. Very nice. Like I said, I wish all evil teams had the red blades. I think that would be cool. Easterlings would look much cooler with red blades. Doesn't really make sense that Mordor has blue. At all. But hey, there you go. Elfie has been defeated. Now all that remains is a Goblin player who is no longer here. I mean, he's here, but he's not here. And look at the map coverage. Everyone else has quit it out, as you see. Leaving me in control of everything, aside from Apedingo stuff. But I wanted to get the replay to a cast, so of course I had to finish the game. So I got control of everyone's army, and I sent everything after the fortress of Boob here. Try and take him out and end the game. So it's not every day you get to play with Mumakills and Tower Guards and Giants and Catapults all on the same team. Definitely make an interesting army. I think all that remains is this Entboot and some rubble here. As far as I can tell. Doesn't look like there's anything north of this tower line. Even summon in a dragon. Because why not? An explosive way to end the game. Towers go down. Looks like I did overlook this though. I was actually wondering, why is he not dead for a minute, and then I realized this rubble is here later. So I will notice that in a second. And then that will be the end of the game. So yeah, decently long 4v4, but pretty good, I'd say. There you go. Game over. The top team is victorious. Me, Adrenaline, Apedingo, and CS. So yeah, well played to everybody in that match. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed playing that match and enjoyed casting it as well, of course, as always. I've been the Destroyer, and I will see you in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02. See you next time.